What's up guys, my name's Brandon, and fresh off the heels of the annual September Apple event where we saw the new iPhone 11, iPhone 11 Pro, and iPhone 11 Pro Max announced, I wanted to do a quick comparison between the iPhone 11 and the iPhone XR and answer some questions you may be having ahead of the iPhone 11 launch. So in this video, we're going to be comparing the iPhone 11 to the iPhone XR in terms of specs, pricing, and also answer two important questions that you guys may be having. Number one, is it worth updating to the iPhone 11 from the iPhone XR? And number two, is it worth updating to the iPhone 11 or the iPhone XR if you're looking to purchase from like an iPhone 10, an iPhone 8, an iPhone 7, or maybe even an older phone? Which one of these two should you update to after the iPhone 11 gets released? So first of all, this is a dummy non-functional iPhone 11 here, and this of course is the product red iPhone XR. Now I will be getting the real iPhone 11 on launch day of course, and I will be doing a very similar video to this, but I wanted to get this one up before the phone actually goes on sale so you can hopefully make a wise purchasing decision. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the comparison. And these two phones are very similar, but some of the differences are pretty big differences. Now, when you look at these two phones from the front, you're going to notice that they look exactly the same, and that's because they are. We have the same exact 6.1-inch liquid retina display. We also have the same resolution at 1792 by 828 at 326 pixels per inch. Now, this is an LCD display, but it is a very solid LCD display. I talked about this last year with the iPhone XR. Just because it's not an OLED panel does not mean it's bad. It's the best LCD display I've ever seen on a smartphone, and it's just very, very solid. Now, in terms of the internals of these phones, the iPhone 11 is going to have Apple's new A13 Bionic chip, whereas we had the A12 Bionic here in the iPhone XR, same as the XS and the XS Max. Now, of course, the A13 chip in the iPhone 11 is going to be faster than the A12 chip found in the iPhone XR. I don't know how noticeable it's going to be. I will be doing a speed test here on the channel, so definitely subscribe so you don't miss that speed test. But usually year over year, you will notice a big difference in both CPU and GPU, and it seems this year the GPU is going to be a bigger improvement than the CPU. Now, we do have the same notch. However, we do have a new camera under there on the iPhone 11. So the iPhone XR has a 7 megapixel camera, but the iPhone 11 is going to have a 12 megapixel front-facing camera. So you are going to get much better video and picture from the front-facing camera. You're also going to be able to shoot slow-mo video in 4K from the front-facing camera, which is pretty cool. You can also rotate the phone to the side to take wider angle selfies. You could shoot 4K slow-mo video from the front-facing camera and other small improvements to that front-facing camera, which will probably be pretty noticeable once you compare the two in person. Now, if we flip these phones around to the back, we are going to see a pretty major improvement to the cameras on the rear side. So of course, we are going from a single camera on the iPhone XR to a dual camera on the iPhone 11. So on the iPhone 11 here, we do have a dual camera set up with a 12 megapixel wide angle and a 12 megapixel ultra wide angle lens. So when we saw the demos on stage, you do get a lot more photo in the ultra wide shots. You get a lot more like of an image when taking those ultra wide shots, which looks really great. Reminds me of the Samsung, the S10 and the Note 10. You also have lots of new animations in the camera app. It just overall looks like a very solid upgrade when it comes to the camera, even coming from the previous generation, the iPhone XR. And you're also going to get some exclusive features in the iPhone 11 that are not found in the iPhone XR. And one of those big features is called Deep Fusion. And this is where the iPhone 11 camera takes 9 pictures and stitches them together to create a more detailed and less noisy image. So basically, anytime you take a picture with the iPhone 11, it's actually going to take 9 pictures and stitch them into one by the time you press the shutter button, which is really impressive, and you're going to notice a big difference in camera quality and video quality. We're also going to have a night mode feature in the iPhone 11 where it takes pictures that were taken in the dark and it makes them much brighter while maintaining good quality still. So this is a feature similar to what we've seen with Google's night sight feature that we see in the Pixel phones. So we'll see how this compares to the Pixel phones. And when it comes to battery life, the iPhone 11 is going to get 1 hour more of battery life than the iPhone XR got, which the iPhone XR already got very solid battery. So even just an hour of additional battery is a nice upgrade here for the iPhone 11. Of course, we will be testing that with a battery test, but it does seem promising. We also have new colors, which are green and purple for the iPhone 11. That is, of course, in addition to black, yellow, red, and white, which we had with the iPhone XR. And of course, the price of the new iPhone 11 starts at just $699, and that's compared to $749, which is what you paid for the iPhone XR at launch. However, the release of the iPhone 11, of course, did cause the iPhone XR to be reduced in price down to $599, which is a fantastic price if you are looking to update to one of these two. So yeah, the main differences between the iPhone 11 and the iPhone XR are an additional camera sensor, which you see right there, which improves photo and video quality tremendously. We also have faster internals with the new A13 Bionic chip. We have better battery life, and we also have 2 new colors. So those are actually some pretty major components of a phone, and that's why I think that upgrading from the iPhone XR to the iPhone 11 makes sense. So if you take a lot of pictures or videos, I would definitely upgrade from the iPhone XR to the iPhone 11. However, if you're wanting to update from the iPhone XR to the iPhone 11 only because of performance and battery life, maybe you don't care too much about the camera or the video, I think that you should hold off until at least we see the 2020 iPhones. I mean, the iPhone XR is still a beast of a phone. This is still a super fast, a super capable phone with really good picture taking abilities, video taking abilities. Even though it has one camera, it is still a beast, performance-wise, everything. So I would definitely not upgrade if you do not care a lot about the cameras. And just as a side note, if you did want to use Apple's trade-in program, you can trade in your iPhone XR to get the iPhone 11 for $329, which is cheap, but again, it's not worth it unless you just want that better camera and video. Like, are you willing to pay $330 just for camera upgrades? Again, that's up to you, but I personally would not do it. Now, on another note, if you're looking to update to either the iPhone 11 or the iPhone XR, and you're coming from an iPhone 10 or older, your decision is going to be a little bit tougher. Again, it's going to depend on a lot of different variables, and I will make more videos specific with other phones, like if you should update from a specific phone to another specific phone once I get the iPhone 11 here in the studio, but I still want to briefly discuss this in this video before the new iPhones go on sale. So if you have an iPhone 10 and you're going to the iPhone XR or the iPhone 11, the first thing you're going to notice is the OLED panel going to LCD. So you're used to an OLED panel, you're going to be downgrading in terms of the quality of the screen because you're going to be going to an LCD display. Now, if you have an iPhone 8 Plus or older, you never had an OLED display, so the displays on the iPhone 11 and the iPhone XR will be a major upgrade. Videos and everything will just look much better than they did on your iPhone 8, your iPhone 7, your 6S, whatever you had. But the camera and the performance upgrades are going to be major no matter what device you're coming from. The older, the more noticeable the differences are going to be in the camera for sure. Now, the difference in the iPhone XR and the iPhone 11 is nothing major, but neither is $100. So if you care at all about pictures and video, I would advise those of you with an iPhone 10 or older who are looking to update to go with the iPhone 11 over the iPhone XR. Again, that's only a $100 difference. Even just for improved battery life and performance, I think the iPhone 11 is worth it over the XR. Again, just $100. You're going to notice that difference and you're going to be glad that you went ahead and did it. So yeah, there you have it. Those are my thoughts on the iPhone 11 compared to the iPhone XR and if you should update or not, depending on what device you're coming from. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And of course, leave a comment down below if you agree or disagree with me on any of the points made in this video. And of course, stay tuned to the channel for when I get the actual iPhone 11 in the studio. I will have a ton of videos and comparisons coming up on all of the new iPhones. But anyways, guys, thanks again for watching the video, and I'll see you soon.